Does having a pool increase or decrease your home's value? See, most people assume that having a pool always increases your home value, but it's not always the case. Well, in this video, I'm going to analyze the pros and the cons of having a pool in your backyard. Hi, I'm Eli with Analyze That, where we talk about everything Bay Area living. One of the biggest questions that I get is whether or not a pool is good or bad for your home's value. So I want to walk you through a few things you need to consider when buying or selling a property with a pool. The first thing to consider with a pool is the annual maintenance, and that can cost you roughly $3,000 to $5,000 a year. There will be a higher premium for professional pool maintenance, for cleaning, pH testing, filter changes, and chemical adjustments. The maintenance alone has to be performed at least once a week. This can run you anywhere between $20 to $50 if you do it yourself, or $100 to $200 if you hire a professional. Some people don't know that a pool can also be a liability. They may not consider the safety, the insurance, and that a source of water attracts nearby wildlife. And if you don't like the pool and you want to remove it sometime down the road, that can cost you between $3,000 to $15,000. The first thing I like to go over with my clients is the resale value. If you're buying a home with a pool now, will you be okay to turn around and sell it down the road? Now, statistically, the National Association of Realtors claims that a home with a pool has a value of 7% higher than one without. So what you want to consider is if having a pool is right for you in your home. If you live in a luxury community and every single property has a pool, not having a pool in your property will be to your detriment. But if you're in a starter community looking for your first investment, well, many people are considering those expenses and aren't necessarily looking for a pool. So building a pool will not necessarily return the value on your investment that you were hoping for. Since the beginning of the pandemic, there's been a huge increase in demand for homes with pools. Statistically, prior to the pandemic, a house with a pool would net about $16,000 more than a similar home without one. But today, a house with a pool would sell for an estimated average of $27,000 more. One of the things that I do to help my clients who are purchasing a home with a pool is hire a pool inspector. I want to make sure they understand all the costs, maintenance, and the benefits of owning a pool. And this includes budgeting, because this will add to your monthly expense. Now, based upon that, if you decided a pool is not right for you, there are alternatives. Now, you may want to look at properties with a homeowner association where there's a community pool. Now, doing this will help you eliminate your liability and expenses of owning a pool. But if a lifestyle with a pool is a must for you, let me tell you what that's going to cost. Now, depending on what you want to do, an in-ground pool can run you between $40,000 to about $150,000. And the higher end of that pool will definitely be more than its potential ROI. Now, if you own a property with a pool, it's so important to maintain it. A pool that's not properly maintained can be a money pit. For example, resurfacing a pool can cost you between $5,000 to $10,000. But if you're installing new decking, changing the tile or the plaster, that can be north of $20,000. And if you're really set on getting a pool, here are the top 5 pool trends right now. A dark interior, fire features, customizable smart lighting, tanning ledges, safety fences. So I want to give you an example, as this just happened to my wife and I as we're moving into a new property. So she is used to living in a home with a pool ever since she was little. But for me, it was more about the liability and the expenses that I was considering. We ended up compromising and we got a pool. But I did open her eyes to a few things that she's never considered before. Happy wife, happy life. So I hope I gave you a lot to analyze when thinking about buying or selling a home with a pool. But if you have any specific questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to chat about it. If you like more videos, check me out on my website or my YouTube channel. And don't forget, subscribe down below. This is Eli Beyder with Analyze That.